Good evening all, hope we are all doing well. Welcome back to Affinity Racing. Another Monday night daily races stream. John, how are we doing, buddy? These are some good races tonight, mate. These are good ones. We got the usual what appears to now be a usual daily race C race. I was trying to get my words out there. Of Deep Forest. It's appeared in more daily races than we've can probably count in the past few months, but it is a really, really good combo. It always gets good positive feedback, I'm sure, and that is why it always ends up cropping up time and time again. So this one looks to be good fun. It was... Oh, which race was it for daily race? It was Group 4. And I can't remember. Was it Blue Moon Speedway by chance? I can't remember now. But we'll have a look at daily race B as well. We're going to be on daily race C for the rest of the night, though, or for the whole night, for the whole stream. So we'll be jumping on that. Just trying to get up. There we go. The race on my the stream on my phone. Jolly good. Right, away we go. Now, if Jim tunes into this one, I don't know if we'll see him tonight. Jim very kindly sent us a little while ago now, but we've been moving offices and all that sort of stuff. The magnetic paddles, which go on the back of the wheel, the flappy paddles, and then the word that I'm looking for, the sort of load cell that goes underneath the brake to kind of make that feel a little bit better and more realistic. Now, just before we came on to the stream, or sort of half an hour beforehand, I thought half an hour would be more than enough time to at the very least get the magnetic pedals on. Turned out that was not enough time, and I got that one wrong. So, I haven't managed to get them on. I had to revert back to these, but we'll try and get them rigged up this week, I think. That'll be pretty good. Right, we'll kick things off with this first race then. I actually was meant to double check there and I didn't, stupidly. One mandatory pit stop is required. I don't know if you have to use another set of tyres, but we'll find out when we go into the pits. As now it tells you if the mediums are there or a different tyre compound are required, which is very helpful when you're an idiot like me and do not read the rules or forget to check the rules. Now, starting from the back, P14, what will be our best result? Get your guesses in. Let's go. I think fuel depletion was fairly okay. I think that was at ×2, and from memory it was the tyres that were at ×5. Right, let's go. Oh, someone's already gone. Someone already off the track there. Right, now this can so often result in a really great racing combo. We have, however, seen the track in reverse, so the other way around, in recent times. And that, for me, often provides the slightly better racing, but either way, we're going to give this one a go. Not going to be able to get in past P10 there. It's running a bit wide off the apex, knowing that someone was coming in there. LeBurger. Good acceleration in that Porsche. Good run out. I was trying to bump draft him, but he's going defensive. I hope I don't get hit here. Yes, I do. Twice. Very luckily, no damage. Right, there's quite a bit of field spread here. Even just off the first lap or two. Larry, how we doing? Hope we're all good. Oh, look at this. Oh, the Frenchman taking avoiding action there. Fair enough. Better than flying into the back of the Brit in front of us. Fair play to him there. He's going to go for it here, though. A little bit of contact, nothing to worry about. Someone's gone off. Oh, there we go. CP6 just in front of this pack here. Front damage, front damage. We're going to have to carry on though, we're going to have to carry on. Oh, this is pretty bad damage, this. Look at this, we're going to get eaten up on the straights. Don't really think that it slipstream will salvage our time back here, but we're gonna have to try and find out this lap just to put it to the test basically. We might end up dropping too far back, I would imagine. Yeah, we're gonna struggle here, we're gonna struggle. Look at this. Right, go. Right, we can still see P6. Are we lagging frames there? Are we dropping some frames? Is the stream going a little bit wrong? It does look like it. Are we all okay? Yeah, Ford's a rocket on the straight, definitely is. Absolutely flying, that thing is. Oh, 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 no! They've killed each other. I don't know if that was deliberate or not. It looks like he's hanging back to let him past. Oh, no, he's not. He's still there. Oh, my God. Right, well, we got that P6 that we were looking for. Was not expecting that. I don't know what the ruling is for the fellow Brit that I did essentially run off the track, but we had the right of the line at that point. And he was sort of long gone and we were in front. He's then obviously cut back and we sort of crossed paths, but realistically I genuinely don't know where the sort of ruling would be on that one. Alright, I'm going to come into the pits now. Change the tyres. And we don't need to refuel. Right. What do we think we can do this race then? A few people pitted early. Like really early in the race. We'll see where we end up. P12 at the moment, which is not great. Right, I definitely want a fresh set of tyres because I think by the end of the race they will be so dead that the extra couple of seconds to change the tyres is soon made back up. Especially when you're trying to push and if you're going for overtakes and less favourable lines around the track. Right, race leader into the pits. P2 into the pits, P3 into the pits. I think we could be on. We're aiming for that top 6, I think. Yeah, just soft tyres, John. Mandatory stop, but you can change tyres or just stay on the ones that you're on. We don't need to go on to the mediums. Right, well, P9 for the time being. We haven't managed to get back up to that sort of P6 once everyone's done their pit stops. Now, I can't see anybody pitting at the very end of the race because that is just not worth it. So we'll have to wait and see here. Here we go. Start to see now the strategies overlap a little bit. Everyone bunching together in the tail end of the race. we actually got P5 at the front of this pack. Oh! That was the biggest overreaction to to the tiniest amount of oversteer there. Yeah, the Ford and the NSX. Now the Ford... Jesus. Alright, we made up a place there. Someone serving a penalty. Did not see him. The Ford, if we remember, I did a video a little while ago, which was from one of our streams, where we said we found a car that can overtake everybody on this particular track. Those two straights, the Ford just absolutely flew. But I don't recall if we had tyre wear or the level of tyre deg that we had on this particular race. And it was in reverse. Not that that makes a huge amount of difference, because it's still the two straights that it mostly benefits, but really want to plant your foot out of that corner, but it's so difficult to do in second gear without thinking that you're going to make a pretty major mistake. Right, here we go, we're on these guys now. We are absolutely on them. P5 I think we could be having, dependent on, there's a chap with a penalty there, and depending on how much or little these guys fight in front of us. Here we go. Braking a little bit earlier there. One, because we're in the slipstream, but two, you don't know what's going to happen here. Oh, there they go, they go into single file, but it's enough for the Brit to be able to chance round the outside. He goes off the track. We're going to get round here. No, no, no. Contact. No. Oh, the contact as he comes back across is enough to almost wipe us out. We sort of keep each other facing the right way, but that's been costly for both of us there. Right, well, we said we wanted P6. P6 is going to have a penalty to serve here, which will put him right in front of us for this final lap. But is that going to be enough? Someone into the pits. There we go. We are going to have P6. So on that note, can we then have P5? Right, we're going to be right on him now. Come on. The temptation was too much. You plonker. Right, well, we'll not do that in the next race, shall we not? I don't know what's going on with the stream there. Oh, they've all killed each other. Away they go. We're going to get back to P9. Not the end of the world. Track limits penalty. Too distracted watching the guys drive each other into the wall there. I don't know why the stream partially died there. Right, we'll go straight back in. Wonder if we actually should start from the back. What do we think on that? Jump into a different car or stick with the Supra? I did quite like the Supra, I do have to say it. And starting from the back is a bit more fun. I'm trying to work out why the stream keeps freezing. Jump in the NSX then, let's give it a go. Do I have the NSX? No, we'll rent it for now. I'm sure I do have the NSX. Except from garage, change car. Honda. Nope. Fair enough. Right, we'll rent the Honda. Where is it? Why don't they put it in alphabetical order? You would think that they would. There is no sense to the order that they put these cars in here. NSX. Not that one. There it is. Yeah, if you haven't done a livery for it, John, then chances are I'll not have bought it. Normally ends up being the case. A car will go really well that I keep renting, and then you'll make a livery and then I go buy it so I can have the livery. Rev it to the moon. Are you talking about this NSX or are you talking about the GT 500? Which one should we be in? Oh, I tell you what, that turns nicely. A little bit of understeer, acceleration. Oh god! Oh, I remember why we don't like the NSX around here. I remember that section there is genuinely an absolute killer in this car. If you manage that section, then you're all right. What's this again? A mid-engined car? Or is it rear engine? I think it's mid-engined, isn't it? That's why it's lift-off oversteer is horrific. Bob, how we doing, buddy? GT 500. All right then. Well, we'll jump in that then. Okie dokie. We'll sack that one off then. fair enough. Alright, I need to work out why the streams decided to go down. Right, I definitely will have to rent that other one then. Right, we got 5 minutes. Let me just try and quickly sort this stream. 2 seconds. Probably just sent the stream down even more now. Not to be having dropped frames. Right, hopefully that's fixed it. We'll see. Right, we'll get 2 laps in here. Let's give this a go. And then, Cree, how we doing? We'll try and give the Ford GT a bash as well, eh? Right, Larry was saying something about the gears. Have to use first gear, like in the Porsche, out of the corners. Is that right? Out of slow corners. Okie dokie. And this one we're revving to the moon, as you say. Oh, the understeer. Oh, the understeer. Oh, that's awful. Alright, hopefully the second lap's a bit better. Let's go. Yeah, fingers crossed, Cree. Are you doing Daily Race C? You doing this race? Hopefully we'll see you on the track. Right, first gear out that corner, as Larry says. There we go. Right, now we'll not get a full lap in here, but we'll get most of it done. A real struggle through there, it really is. I was going to say, I think that's actually track limits. That sort of little green patch on the side of the tunnel. I don't know why it's track limits. It doesn't really make much sense, but it is. Yeah, just got to get used to the understeer. Is the stream still glitching? Why is it doing this? It never, ever, ever, since we moved office, or since I started streaming from home, have ever had internet issues. If it's not one thing, it's another. Oh, won your manufacturer's race. Nice one, Larry. I missed that first one. Really annoying. Right, hopefully the stream's all okay. Let me know if it drops out anymore, though. Or glitches or freezes. Because we can't be having that. Interlagos. I knew what you meant. Interlagos. Right then, starting from the back again on this one. We managed to get up to P5 or 6 from the back on the last race. Ah, look at that. It does. Our internet is fairly shocking by the looks of things. So that might explain all of the stream issues. We might have to call it a night, actually. That's no good. We'll see if it holds up. Let's go. We've managed to pinch one place on the first lap. We've soon lost that though. Is that the Ford GT by any chance? It certainly looks it. It's trying to judge how badly are people going to outbrake that corner as we're approaching and trying to decide when to turn and how early to turn. Someone into the pits very early. Right, let's go. There's a bit of bunching up from the pack in front here. Anyone serving penalties or no? Yep. Oh, there's someone coming diving in. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. So I think that was the guy that was serving the penalty. It is easy to outbrake there, but once you've served the penalty and you're trying to catch back time back up, but frustrating when you're the you become the breaking point. Oh no, come on guys. Come on. Jesus. Let's see what happens here. This lap's going to get a bit messy, I think. Yep. That's my fault. Luckily the one we ran into was the guy that wiped us out, so yeah, that was actually some of the worst driving I've ever done there. I thought I could be clever. And go to the left hand side, take the slipstream, go to the left hand side where the track opens up for the pit exit. Right, I do quite like this car, but desperately trying to catch up to everyone in front here. What do we think? Pit at the end of this lap or just stay out and pit at the end? and not change tyres. I think if you're going to go for the not change tyre strategy, then definitely best off pitting right at the start, miss out all the carnage and just try and undercut everybody, isn't it? Without doubt. What a wally. What a wally. Same mistake again. It's not very fun racing at the back of the grid, is it? Yeah, once you do get used to the understeer though, albeit I've just ran into that wall about 2 or 3 laps in a row, but once you get used to that understeer, it's definitely not the worst car that I've ever driven. Right, come on. A few positions here. At least try and get back into a top 10. We cannot finish last in this race. It can't have gone that badly. How I didn't just bin that there, I've got no idea. Come on. I need grip. I know the feeling. How are we doing? Hope we're all well. Thank you very much for tuning in and subscribing. Look at that. Very kind of you. Really appreciate that. It goes a long, long way to helping a little channel like this. Oh yeah, if you simply cannot go from ACC to Gran Turismo. Unfortunately, I think it's a one-way thing. You have to go from Gran Turismo and start here, and then venture over to ACC as the next level. Gran Turismo will just always be a disappointment for you coming from ACC and LFM. Without doubt. I don't think my opinion or mind could be swayed otherwise on that one. Viking, how we doing? Adam as well, how we doing, buddy? Hope we're all good. Yeah, I was talking to Adam in the earlier in the week or last week there about ACC. Obviously the reality of it is so much more in depth in terms of driving. Perhaps the graphics might be better in some degrees, I think, on Gran Turismo, potentially, at least for the PlayStation version of ACC. But overall, ACC is so much more realistic. Big boy sim. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right, how did the stream hold up there? Did we have any dropouts or anything like that? Because Streamlabs is still saying to me that there's loads of dropouts and we're dropping frames and everything. So, is that the case? Yeah, hopefully with the update. To be honest, update-wise, I think that they're just... excuse me. I think that they're just bringing a new track. Oh, it was High Speed Ring for Daily Race B, by the way. I think they're bringing a new track. Maybe it's a couple of more cars. I don't think there's much that they're really changing on the updates in terms of driving and mechanical kind of... I don't think there's much of that. That'll be... I think at this point they'll be... They're 2.5 years old now, this game. I think at this point they want to be looking, or they will be looking at a Gran Turismo 8 and developing that for the next few years. You got this on GT Sport where after 3 years in, I think the updates were fairly minimal. There you go, I'm chatting crap because obviously there we go. Big physics update apparently. Well, there we go. We'll wait and see. Is it actually a big physics update, or you know what I mean? Or is it just fixing a few little things, or... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the game itself already is probably at a point of being quite stale and not really doing many updates. Gameplay wise, ACC on another level, yeah, definitely. Destruction Derby, yeah, definitely. We did 4 races yesterday. The last one I binned on my own accord and rage quit, but the 3 before that was just ruined by dive bombs into turn 1 on the first lap. You know, it's just like, what is the point here? What are we... Why would you log on to come and play this and ruin an entire 1 hour long race? That was the Toyota Championship in the Super Formulas. Why would you ruin an entire race like that by trying to kill everybody at turn 1? Tyre wear is going to change a lot. Yeah, we'll wait and see. They did update tyre wear a little while ago. I think it was on the back end of Gran Turismo Sport, where even though the tyre would be in full red, it would still have some grip and be somewhat drivable. But I think they should get to a point where if you drive it all the way to the red, the tyre should just implode and you should get punctures. I actually think that would be so much better. Yeah, the 4GT, I think is a good choice around here. Is the stream lagging? Is the stream dropping out at all? Can it, let me know if it's... This here on the bottom of Streamlabs is saying like basically the stream's barely existing, so... Oh, so it's a track that they've already had, is it? Stream all good, Adam says. Well... Yeah, it keeps saying that it's like dropping frames. Annoyingly, it does it in the race, you know, like the important bit of the stream. Right, we'll jump back in this NSX, the GT500 or 5000, whatever it is. Unless you're driving slow. You're not going to be able to drive it in red unless you're driving slow. Well, that would make sense, because or it should make sense. By the time the tyre is fully sort of red on the sort of like little meter at the bottom of the screen, it should be undrivable in my eyes. Because if it's still drivable at that point, the tyre cannot get any worse, at least from what the meter sort of thing graphic shows you on the bottom. The tyre's then no longer degrading. What's the word I'm looking for there? Degrading. No, degradation. Yeah, degrading. Couldn't get my words out there. At that point, it seems like the tyre's then sort of like leveled off. So if it's not undrivable, you could technically just hang about on that tyre. Not that, I mean, you'd be daft to do that, but you know. Many blind overtakes. Well, that's not going to bode well in a set of daily races, is it? So this track's, I'm not looking forward to this track being, it will be the daily race B or C next week, no doubt. We can probably put money on that. I tell you what, actually, the perfect bunch to help me decide something here. So, currently, I'm looking at a new car or van. So, let's bore you for the next 4 minutes while we do some qualifying runs. And by the way, get your guesses in. What will our fastest lap time be for this quali session? Can we improve on the current lap time that we have? I think that's still what was set in the... Oh no, I've just set that this lap apparently. Fair enough. Right, so here's the dilemma. So at the moment I have a van. It is a Nissan NV200, so like a small, not the tiny little vans, but a small, medium-sized little panel van. Google it if you don't know which van I mean, and then you'll see what I mean. So that's the van I've got at the moment. Paid that off like ages ago. The van's like nearly 10-year-old now. At the moment, repairs on this van is costing like averaging about 400 quid a month. Every time it goes to the garage, there's like, it's suspension arms because we got loads of gear in the back of the van, drum kits and PA systems and all that sort of stuff. The insurance wouldn't be happy if I announced that across the internet, but there we go. So that's where we're at with that van. It is hemorrhaging money at this point. New EGR cooler gone. A new EGR cooler needed, sorry I should say. So that's like another expensive little job. Timing belts just had to be done because it's at 105,000 mile now. So you get the picture of where this van's at. It still drives perfectly fine, but just every time it goes to the garage, there's something. There is always something. So we either, here's the two options, or three options. We either go for, I either stay playing the drums and playing in the band and everything. This sort of decides a lot of this. And if I was doing that, I would get a slightly bigger van. So if you have a look at the Toyota Pro Ace or something like that, that's what I would be getting. I could get the Nissan NV300, but just to quickly say this, if I was getting one that was a few year old, less than 20,000 miles, because you don't really want to buy vans with any number of miles on because they've always just been hammered. Nissan John is the one that I've got now. I would get, if I was going to get another van, I would get one slightly bigger, so I have a little bit more room in the back of the van for storage and whatnot. That's bearing in mind it has the entire band's PA system, keyboards, guitars, drum kit, everything in the one I have at the minute. I would have a bit more space in a 300, NV300, or something like the Toyota Pro Ace. But anyways, to the point, the cost of that is like 23 to 26 grand for a van with not many miles on, a couple of year old. If you look at the Nissan, I do not want to pay 23 grand to drive a Nissan because it's a Nissan. And then look at the Toyotas, which are 24, 25, 26, maybe it's 27 grand. And that's canny pricey. I do not want to pay that for a van. Let alone the fact that I then found out the Toyota vans, the Toyota Pro Ace vans, are literally rebadged Vauxhalls. Can you think of anything worse than paying 26 grand to drive a Vauxhall? I cannot, so I don't really want to do that. The other option, get a BMW 1000 series. The other option is, yeah, the VWs and the Mercs. The problem being is that when something goes wrong, big or small, it's so expensive. So I've sort of like written those off. The other option is then to downsize and go for a estate van. So an estate car that's been made into a van. So that would actually be a Toyota. That would be the Toyota Corolla estate. We're still looking at like 22, 23 grand for one of them. The other option is a tiny tip. I would have to sack the band off, sack the drums off, and just have my filming equipment in the back. Anyone seen the tiny little Ford Fiesta vans? You pick them up dead cheap for like, I say dead cheap, 11, 12, 13 grand for something with sort of relatively new, low mileage. I also don't fancy driving about in a little poxy Ford Fiesta van. It just, I don't know, don't much fancy that. The other option, however, is I actually then spotted a very nice Seat Leon. It's semi-automatic, and so it has the paddle shifts behind the wheel, that's a big plus. However, I need it to be a commercial vehicle when you're purchasing it through the limited company, in all honesty, to basically claim some of the VAT and the taxes back and things like that. So do I get a Seat Leon FR for 17 grand, the one that I've seen, 17 grand, and convert that into a van? That's the question. There's the 10-minute overview. What do we think I should do? Bigger van, more expensive, either another Nissan or something like that. An estate car turned into a van, or a Seat Leon FR into a... and convert that into a van. Semi-auto Seat. Mate, I would be in my element driving one of them with the flappy paddles. Bear in mind, I'm driving a Nissan NV200 now. Anything is better than that. Right, let's crack on with this race. Starting from the back, we will pit lap 1. And we will try and go for the almighty undercut on the rest of the grid here. Hopefully we have no dropped frames or anything like that. Although we have plenty at the moment, it seems. Right, let's go. So we're going to pit end of the first lap here. Oh, someone in the Aston Martin in front of us here. Oh, how did that just stop us dead like that? Oh my god. We're dead. Our car does not work. My wheel is now facing the wrong way. And we got a track limit penalty. This is a bit of a nightmare. How horrific was that? Know nothing about vans, can't help you. Well, this is the problem. I'm just so stuck on a decision. Anyways, that's the current dilemma. Right, well, this was simply a horrific first lap there. Catch you later, Thashin. Good night. Was a van driver for over a decade. There we go. John knows the score then. The problem being is that with the estate type cars, there's only really the Toyota Corolla that's out there now. There's not many other manufacturers doing the estate car derived vans. And so it means you have to go sort of back 10 years. Remember when the Vauxhall Astra had the vans? And that's really the only other one that I can think of. There's a couple of others, but I want something that isn't, like I say, high mileage or anything over 20,000 I'm probably not wanting, just through experience of some of the states of vans I've seen purchased. You know, even 30,000 or less is still, can still have had an absolute hammering of a tough life. Yeah, Citroen, good small vans, yeah. Well, Citroen Peugeot, isn't it? Yeah. And then the Citroen Peugeots are pretty much the Vauxhalls. And then the Vauxhalls are pretty much the Toyotas. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, who actually makes their own van here? Yeah, that's it. But the big transits are just, they cost an absolute fortune. And I just don't think I fancy... This is the actually... So the main problem is that with the gigs, I basically make an extra 400 quid-ish on average a month from the band's gigs. And the repayments on a van like that are going to be more than the 400 quid. So it's pointless playing all these gigs with the band just to pay the van to get me to the gigs. Just an absolute waste of time. So that's where I'm looking, thinking, do I just actually sack the band off altogether and then crack on with a nice little hatchback of some sort. The Seat Leon I've spotted I really do fancy though, because the Seats are basically Audis. You take all the, you literally turn the seats upside down, it's Audi written underneath everything. Same with the Skodas, VW underneath everything. I remember when I used to work at Virtue and everybody got the company cars and all that sort of stuff. Basically, if you were a manager, which I wasn't, but if you were a manager, I think you got like 30 grand or 35 grand was your budget on a car, and you know, car of your choice. And I remember the guy who was my manager, who was one of the worst human beings I've ever met, he had no idea about cars. He went and bought with the budget that they give him, he asked for a Audi, might be in the Q3 or the Q4, one of the Audi Qs, and for the money that he was paying, it was the most basic interior, but he was like, well, I've got an Audi. And one of the accountants, finance director of some sort, can't remember what his title was, but was a good mate of mine, and he actually went and for the same price got the toppest of tippy top spec Seat, and he was like, it's literally the same car but with all of the extras. I borrowed that car for a trip down to Blackpool. It was absolutely stunning. Nice big Seat. It was the Seat Ateca. Really nice. Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't get brand new, but I would it would need to be less than, like I say, I don't really want to go any more than 20,000 mile. Just knowing the kind of hammering that vans get. Always better looked after when it's a personal car or something like that, but this is another race hanging about at the back of the grid. This is not much fun. Is the stream still skipping? It looks like it's still lagging up quite a bit there, which is not good. Yeah, the stream's just still freezing loads. I think I'll just call it a day after this one. I don't know what's going on with our internet tonight, but it's obviously having some issues. Right, finally starting to catch up to some people here. Yellow flags are out. I think we're all good now, though. Ah, that's a point. Police auction. That would be hilarious. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the story that would end up being behind my van? And just imagine. Oh yeah, have a guess what my van was once used for in a previous life. At first I thought you meant the vans that the police have used, and I was like, well, I suppose so, because they'd be fairly well maintained, but I imagine by the time they've been in the police force for like 3 years, which is the point in which they would get rid of them, they all of them will be category S or Cat C, partial like write-offs pretty much, wouldn't they? But yeah, it's just trying to find a van where like the repayments wouldn't end up being absolutely horrific, but to get a relatively new or low mileage van, or both, it just ends up costing so much, and it's not then going to be worth it for the repayments on a new van. So to pay all that money to have gear in the back of the van to go be able to do all of the gigs, I just think I would rather have my Friday and Saturday nights back, to be honest. Right, even if we get into top 10 here, this will feel like a fairly big, decent recovery race result, considering what we've been through so far. 4 laps left. Trying so hard to catch up to these guys. Yeah, exactly. Anything used by them will be knackered. 100%. Right, half-second penalty for KSI. He's given up FIFA and boxing, moved to Italy, and is now making a living playing Gran Turismo. Oh, someone's gone to the inside. Oh! Right, now I wasn't expecting him to go make that move, and then this guy slowed right down to give the space there. Well, I slowed down to let him through after we nudged him there, but he hasn't taken me up on the offer to go through. Right, see if we can get P7. A couple of spaces in front here. Is anyone going into the pits? Will anyone give us a free overtake here? Because we desperately need it. Oh, someone isn't at the pits. There we go. Right, we could still potentially end up with a P7. There's someone coming out of the pits. He's held them two up nicely, actually. And that is P6 right there. Oh, we just managed to dodge him there. We've had enough of getting caught up in other people's accidents so far this race, so that makes a nice change to avoid that one. Right, here we go. Race leader coming into the pits as well. Oh, I thought that guy was going to serve that penalty there. It must be he'll be serving that on the next lap, I imagine. Then here we go. They're going to come side by side. The Ford GT is going to have the better run once it gets itself through those gears. Right, P1 coming out the pits now. What's that gap going to be? Probably about 15 seconds ish. No, it's 11 seconds. That was an awful overtake from me there. I let both of them back through there. That was simply horrific form from me. We'll make sure both of them get back and can carry on with their scrap that we were trying to weigh in on. Oh, he's gone. No. Well, he already had a half-second penalty. We were going to get past him. Oh, that's a nightmare for him there, the chap in the Ford GT. Right, it's going to be a P5 from the back of the grid, which is not the worst result in the world, all things considered. Oh, really? Wow. 16-year-old 3.5 rocket engine for 100 quid. Wow. That's class, that, John. And just imagine you setting up some speed traps down the motorway. Tremendous. Oops. Yeah, good recovery race, that one. We'll go again. Don't know if we should stick in the same car. Should we try something else? What do we think? First gear was unusable as the wheels spun uncontrollably. I suppose that depends on how hard you press what some people would call the gas pedal. Could pull away in fourth. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that trick with a lot of the Vauxhalls. Could pull away in fifth. The Vauxhall Vectra. I remember that. That was a thing on Top Gear. That for some bizarre reason they were like, and look at this, it pulls away in fifth gear. You never need to change gear again. Right, should we go again or should we not? Our internet's proving to be a bit naff, which is very annoying. I think that is correct, Larry. John was telling me yesterday, yeah, they've sacked off the Super Formula Championship, which I'm gutted about. Breathe on the gas pedal and it wheel spun for 2 minutes. Just what you want in a van. Should we try the Ford GT? Or should we not? Don't know what to try around here. There's a good choice of cars though, which is what we like. It's what we've been wanting for quite some time. Right, let's try. We're going to jump back in the Supra here. Because I was in the Supra at the start. And I feel like I was doing alright in this, but once we jumped in the NSX, the turn-in on that, the sort of understeer was a lot to try and battle with, whereas this car was a lot cleaner on turn-in. Right, 126.4 is what we need to beat. We need to get down to the 25s to be in with even half a chance of battling with some of the guys at the top. Let's bear in mind, by the way, we've been getting P4, P5, P6 in these races, and yet we're still starting at the back of the grid. Our quality is obviously not that great. .26.4, there we go. Try and improve on this one here. So far, not so good. Right, let's go. All the way out wide, try and get a good run into turn 1. Brake as late as we dare. Right, get your guesses in. What will our quali time be? We must try and improve. Oh, I keep running wide there. We must try and improve this current quali time that we have. Right, come on, that's better. We're a 10th up now. Go. Couple of tenths up. Here we go. Now we're talking. Right, one more lap. Let's go. Oh, we were a 10th and a half up there. Holding it in third gear seems to be the way to go out that corner if you can get the entry right. Come on, let's try so hard here to get this into the 25s. Not quite. We're only going to be half a tenth off at the very most, though. Oh, pretty much precisely half a tenth. That's getting better. Right, we'll make this one the last race of the stream. Right, predictions in for this one then. We're going to be starting P7. Now the tyre wear on the Supra is a little bit worse than the NSX we've been driving in, so I think we probably are going to want to pit middle of this race to change tyres. But if we want to go for an alternate strategy, let me know now. What do we think? Should we pit early and try and go for a bit of an undercut, or stay fighting at the trying to stay fighting at the front? Let's go. Bit of bumper to bumper contact there, nothing to worry about. Someone's going to lift here. You can just see someone's going to go into the back of someone. We're going to get two positions here. We get squeezed at the apex and then we get booted out of that corner there up to P5. We got launched off that apex there. I'm not complaining because it actually pushes us out of the corner, give us a good exit, and we didn't get damage. Very rare that that happens. Oh my god. Oh, now that time we got damage though. That time we got damage. Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? What's he doing on the inters? It was definitely him that went into the back of us, wasn't it? You're not going to get stopped on a set of intermediate tyres. Was he gambling on rain? Or is he going for the Ferrari strategy? Right, P6 it is. I don't think we'll manage now, though. This is the problem here. I don't think we'll manage now to climb up the grid because they've pulled quite the gap. And these are the quickest guys on the circuit, so we're definitely not going to be catching up to them. It's a case now, though, of trying to maybe battle for P5 here with this chap in front of us. Oh, he's just held on to that there. Wow, what a hard race this particular one's proven to be. Trying to work really hard to close the gap to these guys in front here. P2, 3 and 4. We're not quite managing it just yet. But into the pits we're going to go at the end of the next lap, or perhaps this one we could do. Scott, how we doing? Hope we're all well, buddy. Right, sorry, I'm going into the pits this lap. Go. Yeah, I think you might be right, actually. The Veyron might have been good at this track. That might have been the Group 4s. I'm not too sure. They don't have a Group 3 Veyron, so I presume that would have been the Group 4 race, I think. Are they all northern, John? Is that what you're going to say? Oh, here we go. Someone going to get past us here. Hopefully not. Can we defend it? Right, I've been one of the first to go into the pits. So we've ended up right at the bottom of the grid. But we're going for an undercut, if we can do, on the guys in front of us. I just hope that they've spent this whole lap battling each other. Fingers crossed. Right, Redox into the pits now. Right, this guy's gone for the dive. And we're going to get back in front there. 20 seconds is the gap to the current leader. Right, we're sort of almost back up to where we were now, so P7, a couple more people still in front of us to go into the pits. This guy going for another dive here. Chaos and mayhem. I hope that isn't a sign of things to come. He might have a track limits penalty there. No, luckily for him he doesn't. Unluckily for us, he doesn't. Now we got to hold on to it. Now we're in front. Now we got to hold on to it. P6 it is. The race leader, and I think the people that one or two of the people he's fighting with yet to come into the pits. Want to try and keep this gap as close to that 20 seconds as we can. Bring it down if we can. Try and make the most of the fresher tyres. So far, not happening. You're taking half a second out to the leader. I think it's about a 20-second pit stop loss, to be fair. Having a great battle with this guy, by the way. We're just trying not to lose as much time. Because if we weren't battling, we'd probably be closing to the race leader a little bit. I think trying to aim for the podium could potentially, depending on how many people, I think it's 2 people up ahead that need to pit. Or at least 2 people. This is just a fantastic back and forwards race though, with our fellow Brit in the Porsche. So if my calculations are correct, the potential podium that we could be aiming for is the chap who is currently P5. I think he's going to be the, will become the new P3, I think. I hope. There's always going to be a little bit of contact there. I left him enough room, but purposely only just enough room. Right, look at that. The gap now down to the leader is 18 seconds, so there's a mistake being made somewhere. Right, there we go. They're both into the pits now. Are we going to get past them? Where are we going to end up, if at all? I think actually we are going to stay where we are. Right, well I've miscalculated that one massively then. And I've misjudged that one spectacularly as well. What a tragic end to the race. Can we hold on to P7? We're going to have to defend for our life here. and with damage. The understeer is very much apparent. Look at this. You can see the split in the lobby, basically, right down the middle. I'm now in the middle of that split, bridging the gap. Someone's going to go for a dive here, surely. One of them's going to go for a dive. Oh, no doubt. Play it ultra defensive. Are they going to get the better run? Well, they're never going to be able to get as much pace, enough pace to go around the outside, so we keep it tight to the wall. We will be alright here, I think. We're all good. Just we hold on to that P7. That was still a really good race. That annoying mistake at the end there. But I really did think the two guys... So I think it was the guys that were now P3 and P4? I really did think they were going to end up falling behind us in the pit stop, but you obviously don't lose as much time there as I thought. But overall, a good race. Yeah, exactly. A good race until then. Absolutely. Right, well, I'm going to call it a night there. We'll say that was the last one. We'll try and get back on. I know I say this all the time and I don't manage to, but we'll try and get back on a little bit later in the week. Hopefully when our internet has sorted itself out, as it seems to be dropping frames quite a bit, and it seems to be doing it while I'm talking now, so we might as well just wrap up as quickly as we can. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanking you very, very much. I will quickly sign off before the stream dies altogether, which I think it has pretty much done, so I will catch you all hopefully one night this week. There's manufacturers on Saturday, so I'll definitely be streaming that on Saturday, so hopefully I will catch everybody there for that. Toodles!